Right, let's do another check on that and a test, and I'm just going to wait for this audio to come through on the YouTube. Really sorry guys, I had a massive outage. Cars started flying around, they hung up, my video hung. Okay, there we go. Can I hear myself? Right, there we go. Right, we are live, we're back. I'm sorry, we missed pretty much 25 minutes, but here we go. Raceface.Pro up at the sharp end of the stick. Here he is. Now let me just get my bearings quickly. So we were, I was doing the track map coverage. Just going to quickly show you the current point standings. Top 5, it's Bega Krobler for Hybrid Academy, Morgan McCall, ATK Sim Racing, Daniel Rowe, Hybrid Academy X4, so they first and third. Bernsey King, Kinetic Simworks Prism, and Hybrid Academy ZA, Ryan Ottens. That rounds out your top 5. Team standings, yeah, Hybrid Academy up at the sharp end of the stick, and then 4 Kinetic Simworks teams. And then another Hybrid Academy, that's your top 6. So Hybrid Academy looks like they're going to take the big W, but Kinetic Simworks are chomping at their heels. Alright, 5 minutes to go. Hopefully everything's good. I'm seeing some visitors arrive on the YouTube channel, so hello, welcome. I'm sure Jason's there, I'm sure Andrew's there, and a couple of others. Sorry guys, had a hectic major network failure right there and then. Right, Christian Deploy, a 134.8. And we see Daniel Rowe, he's 2.5 tenths back in the Ferrari. Hybrid Academy. I'm also pleased to say, after all the updates, everything does seem to be working fine. Our built-in replay system should be working fine. There we go. So that switches back, and we're running custom skins. So everything looks good and should behave. Third place, here we have Morgan McCall. He's 4 tenths off the pace. It's still rapid. That puts him at a 135.2. Quickest laps. Christian Deploy, a 134.8. Daniel Rowe, a 135.1. Morgan McCall, a 135.2. Christian Fenter, a 135.7. And Johan Bega Krobler in 5th, a 135.7. So superb quick lap times by all the guys up at the sharp end of the stick. 3.5 minutes to go. Let's see who's on a Delta at all. Hannes van Beek here for BWR down in 18th place, and he's just started a lap up on his Delta with the Aston Martin. I can tell you there was some very interesting tyre model that they have now rolled out to these cars. We ran the sprint race last night, 55 minutes, and the left-hand tyres were orange within, I'd say, 10 minutes of that race. Although the pressures were right, they were hot. They were like overheating. So it looks, it's very strange. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I didn't have too bad a race, but what I can tell you, I hit flat curbs like that is just gone round now, that we're watching Hannes van Beek. This one coming in on the left-hand side, just over the ridge. I hit that one there, which is a flat curb, and the flat curbs caused tire pressure losses. All 4 of my tires had tire pressure losses in a 55-minute race. They didn't go flat, but they were dropping in pressure. When I got to the end, my front left, which was the first one to go, was at 25, and it should be at like 27.7. So I'm going to just say we might be seeing a couple of early pit stops. I can't see people running super long pit stops. We're going to see Bega Krobler does his usual tactic and runs a full tank. I don't know. We'll have to see. Christian Venter here in the Kinetic Simworks Bentley, and he's currently up, sitting 8.5 tenths off the pace in 4th place, but he is he's carrying a delta through the first sector. Keeping my eyes peeled on my data and all my lines. Everything here seems good. Pushing 14 megs, so you should have good quality stream out there. Jason shouting for BWR, Black Widow Racing. And Rob saying Morgs and Johan Bega are carrying weight this evening. Christian Venter still a 10th and a bit up as he goes through Sector 2, starts Sector 3. And let's see if it can get this to the line. That little bump on that curb just took away a lot of that time. He's now going slightly backwards, I think. Comes over the line, does a 135.7, so it doesn't improve. Top 5 are all still the same. Heinrich de Vettier in 7th place in the other Kinetic Simworks Racing Bentley. He is up. Gideon Renner, Kinetic Simworks Racing Vibe Ferrari. He's almost 3 tenths up at the moment, as is Bertus Janssen van Rensburg. Mac van der Merwe, he's half a second up. Watch this, from 15th place. And he goes to 5th. Wow. So, big jump for Mac van der Merwe. We're going to go to Bertus in the McLaren for Black Widow. He comes over the line from 12th. He goes to 4th. In the dying moments. He has some big laps coming in right at the end of this qualifying. Christian Venter, he's still on a lap and he's still slightly up. Nobody else I'm seeing in green numbers right now. So we'll stick with Christian, but Christian Deploy a 134.830. That's a superb lap time, I must say. Oh, Christian Venter runs a little wide there. Gonna have to lift with the Bentley, a little bit of push, and he does. He cancels that lap, so that's done and dusted. So there we go. Deploy from Rowe, McCall, Van Rensburg, and Venter rounds out your top 5. The else still out there. Justin Lotus, 20th place. He stays where he is. So there we go. That's qualifying done and dusted. Hello, Martinez Nell. He's shouting for Mackie. I'm going to go for a very fast ad break, and we'll come back and chat some more and look at the cars. Yep, it's the steady state endurance. We're still busy with that. We have one more race, which is going to be next weekend. It's the Spa. I think that's being downsized or downgraded to a 4-hour due to the Formula 1 next week, Sunday. So don't forget about that. Come and join us on that. We'll be streaming that live. Steady state endurance series. Right, we're on the grid. We have 2 minutes. Back Mr. Us, thank you. So roll down the grid. Morgan McCall on the left. On your right we've got Van Rensburg in the first McLaren. Quick time there. Venter in the Bentley. Next to him his teammate Van der Merwe in the Ferrari. Vega Grobler just behind for Hybrid Academy in the Aston Martin. On the right it's Ryan Ottens in the Lexus. De Vet in the Bentley on the right. Porsche. Complete mix and match, as you can see, manufacturers. Then the Ferrari. Renner Westhuizen in the white McLaren. Here is Gerber in the Lexus. On the outside, that's Bernsey Kings, Aston Martin, De Villiers in the Porsche. Here we have Skitty in the red Black Ribbon Sim Bentley. Then we have the Aston Martin. We've got another red Aston Martin here. This is Sean Mumford. Should be White Rabbit. Then Van Rooyen. Justin Lotus in another Aston. Robin van der Merwe here in the Ferrari. Aston. It's Eddie Christine in the Ferrari. Anthony Wilson for Logistical Nightmare. The Audi, and then ending off another Aston and Ferrari. So big good mix of cars. And complete warfare now between the Kinetics Simworks team and Hybrid Academy. Look at the Helicam. Okay, besides the 80k car and Janssen van Rensburg, you can basically see the team composition. There are 3 of the Hybrid Academy cars, there are 3 of the Kinetics Simworks cars, and some more further back. So it's all to play for here, as far as the points goes as well. Barry Mayer, how you, buddy? Thanks for joining us, and those of you watching, please hit the like and possibly the subscribe button to keep up to date. We do have some plans going forward with Raceface, some uniformity, upgrading of systems. Lots of streams coming. 2022 should be a big year. So yep, I can only recommend you subscribe. Keep in touch with the social media side of things. Christian Deploy, the man we're watching now, who is our leader on social media and all the posts on Twitter and Facebook, and he's doing an exceptionally good job. So support your league and get all the updates and all the info as you need it and on the platform that you want to see it on. Also, thanks to other sponsors, Statement Watches, Resource Complete, Speed Labs, PWSR. You are watching round 8 of 9 rounds of the GT3 Championship, coming to you from Raceface.Pro. As you can see, we're in the sand dunes of Zandvoort here in Holland. And we got 26 cars on the grid. Right at the back, Daniel Erasmus for Kinetics Simworks. So Deploy and row, front rows, is going to be an interesting challenge. We'll keep our camera on Morgan McCall's car in 3rd place to watch through turn 1 and the action from the Helicam, and see if everybody gets through T1 all good and clean and unscathed. I doubt it myself. This is Zandvoort, and drama happens, especially with the first turn being a hairpin. It's as bad as Monza. Right, guys are getting ready. Everyone lined up, side by side, coming towards the line. Van Rensburg's a little bit ways back behind McCall, and off they go. No, Van Rensburg was sleeping there a little bit. Venter coming up the inside of him and going to take that position. No, he's not. So Van Rensburg goes around the outside, but look at the leaders deploying rows side by side. And they now fall into single file, but no, that Bentley's got other stories further back. Fenton, he does do a send past the inside of Van Rensburg. Oh, there's a bit of a argy-bargy in the background I can see, but pretty much the top 10 seem to have come through unscathed, which is awesome stuff. Through the fast right, left, right, up over the ridge. Whoa. McLaren's coming under super pressure back there in 5th now. Janssen van Rensburg struggling. Mac van der Merwe in his Ferraris all over him. Gonna have a quick look. Yes, here we go. Okay, no, he's got away. So now van der Merwe's got Bega Krobler and his teammate Ryan Ottens and his teammate Jason McGregor. So the 3 Hybrid Academy cars all hounding after van der Merwe. And we're going to go back to the front for the first lap. Oh, look in the background there. There's a whole bunch of drama going on. Jason McGregor. Oh, my word. Here we go. That Porsche's, it's around. Oh, and guys are just driving into it. He has got his foot on the brake, so he wasn't moving. So Jason McGregor taking a huge amount of pain there, and he still hasn't moved. Yes, there he goes. Right, back to the leader. So, deploy leads from Rowe, from McCall. Christian Venter, Bertus Janssen van Rensburg is your top 5. And we're up and running in this 80 minutes endurance race. So we are expecting some different strategies to play out as far as tires and refueling goes. And mark my words, if we suffered in the little sprint race last night, these aliens are going to be suffering for sure, because it literally took 10 minutes and the left side, front and rear, they were bright orange, like the Resource Complete logo. Like cooking. So guys are going to have to struggle. Let's drop back a little bit. Bega Krobler, I'm sorry, I'm looking for Mac. Here he is. So Mac van der Merwe for Kinetic Simworks. He has in fact been passed. Bega Krobler's marching forward up to 6th place. Did a Janssen van Rensburg in the McLaren from 4th is down to 7th. So he got a little bit collected in that first lap incident. Looking at the back there, Ryan Ottens. Ryan Ottens here chasing Gideon Renner. Oh, and the Bentley of De Wet goes very wide into the sand trap. He's now sitting duck for 4 or 5 cars as they come flying past, which includes Bernard King. And ahead of Bernard King is oh, it's Cabot, it's a whole bunch of cars. Oh my word, talk about sends going up the inside here. It's De Wet, and I think that was Van der Merwe in the Aston Martin. Gee whiz, guys are sending it here, and this is the 3rd lap. Oh, that was not a good rejoin. Bernard King actually, so possibly Bernard King coming back on the track there, and he turned a few cars around. Right, back up to the front end here, and Morgan McCall right under the wing of Daniel Rowe, the sole and only Mercedes-Benz. It's actually astounding that these youngsters can get this car to run so well and nobody else drives the Mercedes-Benz. It's an interesting concept, this. Hey Martinez, now trying to cover everything. Difficult with the aliens, but you can see hugely spread out at the moment, so we'll do our best to keep you up to date. Going to look at Brian Ottens here in 9th. Oh, they're side by side. Oh, Ryan Ottens round the outside of the Ferrari of Renner and then goes too deep. Renner falls back in line. So these two swapping positions. Some good racing going on here. Helmut cam with Ryan Ottens looking ahead at Renner's Ferrari. No, you can't do much here. You can't do this. Got to fall in line, Ottens. He's got to carry the speed. We'll go to the helicam now. It's this section where you can do a send up the inside. And Ryan's looking, and he's trying. Ooh. Renner says, no, buddy, you can stay there. Carries the momentum through and hangs on to his position. But here comes Paul Gerber also in the orange Lexus. So good dicing going on here between Renner and Ottens. We'll keep our eyes peeled on these two. Going to drop a little bit further back. We've got Heinrich de Vet all the way down in 20th, in amongst the traffic here. Bernard King 2 cars back, so Heinrich de Vet, we're looking at him there in the Bentley. Then it's Peter Westhuizen, then Bernard King. Bernard King obviously trying to come back from an off the previous lap. And I think he can't make contact with de Vet, so de Vet's probably not a happy chappy right now. Robin van der Merwe in 16th place. Oh, we had a close delta there, but it seems to have disappeared. Daniel de Villiers. Oh, there's a whole lot of traffic here. Right, this is Renner, Ottens, Gerber, and de Villiers. It's now 4-car dice. Gideon Renner having to deal with this pressure. And Ottens has actually passed Renner. So that must have happened at the end of the main straight. So Renner in the Ferrari down to 9th. Ottens going forward, but he's got Gerber right behind him in the other Lexus, and Daniel de Villiers in the Porsche. They're going to have to run more defensive lines to cover that position off from Mr. Gerber. Looking at the deltas at the other positions, leaders still pretty static. First, second, third. Nicole now almost a second off the back of Rose, so settling in. Fenter 3.7 seconds back, and then big gaps all the way down. Right, Gerber. Oh, Gerber almost outbraked himself. Runs very wide in the orange Lexus, and Daniel de Villiers in the Porsche is looking, so that gives Renner a little bit of breathing room. Back to leaders, and McCall closes that 1 second gap up to a couple of tenths. So he's all over the back of Daniel Rowe again. To the final curve. This will be the now new bank curve. I was actually hoping the updated version of the track would come in this this new release of ACC, but it didn't. I'm sure we'll see a track update in the next one, or hopefully we will. Love to drive this this hairpin now is full on banking here. This is the last corner going onto the start finish line. It looks incredible on the live streams. of the real races. Okay, going back to Paul Gerber in 10th place. And he is literally in the engine bay of the Ferrari of Renner. 1/10 as they start lap 6. 21 minutes gone of this race. And I guarantee you the tires are going to be red hot already, and the guys are going to be trying to understand what is going on. Strangely enough, they don't get worse. Oh, down the inside, and there's a little bit of a tap there. So Gerber continues. Let's go back. That happened already. Sorry, I missed the replay. So I think Gideon Renner he won't be too happy about that. There was a little bit of a tap there, but if he's got anything under the hood, he's going to try and come back at Gerber. And in first place, Bernard King, in a very strange situation, had a drama-filled first 2 or 3 laps. Went all the way up the grid and then had a huge moment, came down the grid and collected the vet just ahead of him. So they're busy with a drive back from down here. The vet's kind of stuck behind Erasmus's Ferrari. Although he's right there, but does need to get through. To see Peter Oosthuizen running a little bit wide in the McLaren. Eric Kirstein now all the way down at the back in his Ferrari. Coming back to Gideon Renner in the Ferrari. So Gerber making a bit of headway ahead of him, but De Villiers right up behind him, and behind De Villiers now is Skitter. The Skitter closing in. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg in 7th place, now arriving on the back of Mac van der Merwe's Ferrari. So, and doing a great send up the inside there. They're side by side as they come down to the last 2 corners. The Ferrari has the inside line. Van Rensburg going to try and go all the way around the outside. That's not going to work. He lifts, falls back in line, but he's now right in the draft of the Ferrari. We'll watch this down the main straight. Ferrari runs defensive. He's up against the pit wall. The McLaren's got to swing out. He does. Goes up next to him, and there's a little bit of side by side as they turn into T1. Everyone stays in a straight line, so good little bit of elbows out racing here, but no major issues. But Van Rensburg driving hard in the McLaren, and Van der Merwe in the Ferrari having to defend. And here comes Ryan Ottens. He has caught them very quickly after his earlier dice with Gerber and Renner. So he's right there. This now 3-way dice for 6th, 7th and 8th. Sure, it's all happening. Hopefully you guys are all okay out there on the YouTubes. Don't forget to jack up your streaming. I'm pushing the highest res 1440 P60 HD, so it should look crystal clear. Van Rensburg closing in on the Ferrari here. Mac van der Merwe through here was a little slow. There you can see the McLaren does get super close again. "25 minutes gone already. Sorry, 15 minutes. Onto the start finish line we go, and the Lexus, look at Ottens in the Lexus. It has so much top speed. It's forcing Van Rensburg to now run defensive, and the Lexus comes around the outside. That's outrageous. The Lexus is so fast. Van Rensburg goes from the attacker to becoming the prey. just drop back here to Robin van der Merwe here in 16th. He's looking at Shavesh Bassoon. Shavesh, who started at the back of the grid, 25th I think, and is in 15th place in the green and black Aston Martin. So he has an exceptionally good skill in keeping out of others' dramas and just slowly but surely moving up the grid. Further back we've got De Wet and Peter Oosthuizen. See, Bernard King has in fact passed all of them, so Bernard King up into 18th and mounting his drive back. McGregor's been in the pits and is out already, down in 25th place, and we've had a retirement already. I can't tell you who it is right now, but somebody's packed it in and left. Right now, this is the closest race on the track. Checking Morgan McCall here. Morgan, half a second still off the back of Daniel Rowe in 3rd place. So this is just about damage control and maintaining pace, and just push up until the pit stop straight, and then see what happens from the second half of the race. Matt van der Merwe for Kinetic Simworks, the Vibe department of Kinetic Simworks, and just behind him he's got Van Rensburg with Ottens in the astoundingly quick Lexus. I mean, the McLaren is a slippery car, but the Lexus down there, oh, and there's a huge send by the McLaren. That is massive. The Ferrari hangs in, gets a little bit side on side action. They're still side by side, and oh wow, it's all happening here. Behind them, the 2 Lexus are also there. Jeez, that was a from far back send by Van Rensburg in the McLaren, but he has gone past. And the Ferrari now going down the main straight. Let's watch this from the helicam. Look at the Lexus. Yeah, it's going to go past all of them. Ferrari's up the inside, Lexus around the outside. There's a big sandwich there. The Lexus comes off 3rd worst, and the Ferrari goes back past. Another little tap on the McLaren. Gee, these guys aren't holding back. There's some awesome racing going on here, and that sees Paul Gerber pop up into 9th. 8th, and Ottens drops back to 9th. Gee, talk about a little arm wrestle going on. These four are having it out here. Oh, the McLaren runs wide there. Oh, Peter Oosthuizen. Peter Oosthuizen. Bertus Janssen van Rensburg does manage to get it back in line, but watch the orange Lexus now. Oh, the McLaren a little bit deep there. Is he going to get the drive through? He's still got the apex for the next left-hander. Oh, and the Lexus sneaks up the inside of him, pushes through, and the McLaren goes back 2 places. Yeah. His gloves off here tonight, that's for sure. Gee whiz. Oh, that McLaren's losing another place. The other Ferrari of Renault's on the scene here and runs halfway through the sand trap. Janssen van Rensburg's sweating bullets. He's just lost 3 positions. Oh, even I can't keep up with this. Then look at the Lexus does, because that's going to be amazing. Ryan Ottens now pushing, closing in on Gerber. He wants to get that position back. Into T1 they go. And look in the background, more cars arriving. De Villiers and Skitter pitching up onto this this battle. So the top 10, it's these guys are fighting. Van Rensburg goes into the pits. There he is from 11th. So the McLaren, he's feeling a little bit beat up. Just gone 12 rounds with Tyson here. So he goes into the pits, going to do some bodywork repair. change tires, refuel, and then hopefully he's out in clear air and not have to put up with all of this shenanigans going on. But Cabin now is closing up. The orange Lexus closing in on the back of Mac van der Merwe. And Ryan Otten's just trailing him in the other Lexus. Although this is a super narrow track, it does provide some very entertaining racing, as we've seen already. Janse van Rensburg is out the pits. Pit stop done and dusted. He's in 21st. So he should be running in some open air back there. And he'll just climb up positions when everybody else pits in about the next 15 minutes. Daniel de Villiers just a little bit further back here. He's having a challenging race with Gideon Renner just ahead of him in the Ferrari. And Skitter arriving with the red and black Bentley. Robin van der Merwe back here in 14th, still chasing Shivesh Bassoon. Peter Oosthuizen also into the pits now with the other McLaren. So a couple of cars getting some early pit stops done and out the way, but I dare say that's going to help, because these tires, they stay hot. Doesn't matter what you do with the pressures. You set the pressures right, the tire runs at 27.7, but it's cooking. It's just overheating. Can't turn camber off, can't change anything else. Oh, look at this, down the main straight, and there's the other Lexus coming in. So Cabber peels off in the orange Lexus. The Porsche Ferrari. Oh, and the Ferrari outbrakes himself, and that lets de Villiers go right up the inside. So big mistake there from Gideon Renner. And I tell you what, Scotty in the red Bentley behind is arriving on this this party super quick. I mean, he's right here. There was a bit of airtime between him and them. So clearly the dicing is helping everybody to close in. Still no change up at the top end. Deploy 7.5 seconds up the road from Daniel Rowe in the Ferrari. Clearly this track not suiting the Ferrari. McCall in third place. Then 10 seconds back, it's Fenton in the other Bentley with Ryan Ottens, rounds out your top 5, 14 seconds back. So massive gaps up there. Here's Anthony Wilson for Logistical Nightmare Racing. He's having a nice clean race and has got himself into 10th place. Just behind him we see Sean Mumford. White Rabbit Gaming. Our good friend George G. Max Smith. His involvement with that team. And then just behind him, Shivesh Bassoon doing really well. Shivesh now in 12th, and Robin van der Merwe chasing him in 13th. Lindsay Bernard King 14th, with Derek Peters in the lonesome Audi LMS R8 in 15th place. Going back up the road to Sean Skitt in the Bentley because he's now looking very aggressive and he wants to get by Gideon Renner's Ferrari. Guys are super quiet out there on the YouTube channel. Hopefully everyone's still there. Oh, the Ferrari. Gideon Renner's dwelling down the main straight. Runs a little bit wide on the grass. It's going to upset the Ferrari a little bit. And the Bentley's right here, I tell you what. He's trying to work out a way to get by. Not easy with that big car, but it's showing some impressive nimbleness around this little track. The vet down in 17th takes the other Bentley into the pits. Oh, Bernard Renner on the YouTube, Ferrari is terrible, but they're all terrible. This new tyre model, I'm telling you, everybody is commenting on the left-hand tyres cooking, man. Sorry, man. I mean, I raced the Aston Martin. 55 minutes, the tyres were on point. 27.5 to 27.5, 27.7s all the way around, all four tyres, and the front left and rear left were orange, like my liveries, because they cooked. The vet's still in the pits. Okay, it's just completed that now. Goes green for him, but he's dropping unless he's had to go back into the pits. Maybe he missed a tire change or something, I'm not sure. Skitter's right here behind Gideon Renner. Gideon obviously struggling, as Bernard's saying. Car's very bad on the tires. But I'll tell you, yeah, all the other cars will be just as bad. And the Bentley, he does knock him back straight, which is a good thing. So Renner manages to hang on. That's one good thing I can say is when you get it right, if you do start to turn a guy around and you tap him again to straighten him out, best thing you can do. So well done, Mr. Skitter. And he lifted to let him get back online and go. So good racing there. I'm gonna just what a picture. I'm gonna just try and there we go. In a sec, I'm just gonna try and fit this over another file and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yes. Bentley going around the outside here of Renner, still trying hard. Pulls back in as they head down towards this little chicane, and the Ferrari's running super defensive. Has to. Bentley showing good pace. McLaren's also there now as they go through for another lap. Yeah, just a love tap. How's it, Andrew? Thanks, buddy. Alright, hopefully this picture will show. So this was a picture I took from my phone as I finished the 55 minutes yesterday. So this was 55 minutes, no pit stop. It's far too big. Give me a second here. There's a picture of my tires. 27.0 and 25.9, and they were orange. So there you can get an idea. That was the one that they all suffered pressure losses in a 55-minute race on these curves. So if these guys hit these curves too hard, they're going to start suffering pressure losses. So there we go. Up at the sharp end of the stick here we have Mr. Deploy. He's amongst the traffic already. He is on 19 laps. His last lap a 1:36.1. So pushing super quick lap times. Daniel Rowan second place through the last turn. His last lap a 1:37.0. So he's 10.3 seconds off. And Morgan McCall, there you can see him in the green Mercedes. It's only 1.7 seconds back. Morgan McCall's last lap a 1:36.9. So he is slowly hanging on and actually closing in on Daniel Rowe. Venter up almost 16 seconds back in fourth, and Ottens rounds out your top 5. Everyone else big gaps further back now. Let's go back here to Sean Skitter. Oh, we missed that. Some drama happened with the Ferrari again, because Skitter's gone past. Renner. Oh, they're going past back markers. So that's Peter Westhuizen in the white McLaren. So Gideon Renner's he's just had a little bit too much drama. He's struggling with these tires, as we hear. And yeah, they just do not... although they're orange, they add pressure, you know, they've still got some grip, so just got to do the best that you can, I guess. I know there was a big 500 meg update that happened this evening, but clearly it didn't have anything to do with the time model. Because obviously, as Bernard Renner saying on the YouTube, it's still happening, and Gideon's obviously still cooking. And there you can see he's... runs very wide through there, so obviously struggling with the grip. Also, this track, it's got some huge high-speed right-hand curves, so the left side tires just take a hammering. Jason van Rooyen, White Rabbit Gaming, here he is in 15th place, and he is right there behind Mr. Erasmus in the Ferrari. Gap's getting pretty spaced out now around the track, and Renner comes in from 9th. So 45 minutes, it's probably 5 laps ahead of where we really needed to, but Gideon Renner comes in. So we're going to watch the likes of Paul Gerber, who's just a ways back. Here he is in the Team Tryhard Racing Lexus. He pitted early. He's the leader of the pitted cars. So he's just going to jump up now from 16th, and will slowly pass everybody that does come into the pits up to Ryan Ottens. Somewhere up to 5th, 4th is where Gerber should end off. So we're going to see a whole lot of chopping and changing happen now over the next 10 minutes or so. Sean Skitter again in the big Bentley, closing in on Daniel de Villiers. Bernard Renner saying that Ferrari needs a little bit of panel beating there for Gideon Renner. So, yeah, into the pits. He's done and dusted. Hopefully he'll have a little bit more speed back and he can bring it back to the end of the race. Porsche goes defensive, makes his move, goes up against or down the middle of the track. Bentley's coming down round the outside. Skitter hanging on to it, now accelerating, and what a pass. Wow, that one we'll watch. All the way around the outside. Nice clean pass. Both drivers giving each other sufficient room. So good stuff there for Black Ribbon Simulations. And Sean Skitter through. He goes into 8th place. Chavesh also into the pits now with Robin van der Merwe. So they pit simultaneously. "43 minutes, almost at the halfway mark. Interested to see who blinks first out of these guys, the fast guys up at the sharp end of the stick. This is also quite a nerve-wracking entrance into the pits. It's becoming flat out with a little kink, and the pit lane limiter's right there. Daniel de Villiers into the pits from 8th place. So Sean Skitter goes through. De Villiers pits. Paul Cabber's already up to 13th. We'll see how far he goes. I guesstimate he should get to about 5th. 5th or 4th. But we'll have to wait and see. All the way back down to 21st. Eric Kirstein here, all over the back of Derek Peters' Audi, but Eric Kirstein for Team Tryhard Racing, he hasn't pitted yet either. So he's going to have to come into the pits, and that's unfortunately going to drop him very far back. Vega Krobler, what is going on there? We haven't seen him for a while. Did he retire? No, he hasn't. He is racing. He's 15 laps versus everyone else's 23. So this is who we missed just now. I'd say Jan Baker Krobler possibly had a disconnect. He's had a network failure or a hardware failure, and he's reconnected and he's back in. And he's just going to come and drive with the team and have a bit of fun. So that's not going to help his cause as far as the championship goes. It's all going to come down probably to the final round, which is next week Thursday. It's a wet Spa, so that's going to be an interesting race to deal with. I got that right. Just double check that. I know the endurance is there. Yes, it is Spa, and it will be wet on the 9th of December. And then followed by the 4 hours, which will be on the Sunday. Alright, here we go. Christian Venter, Anthony Wilson, Sean Mumford, they're all in the pits. Christian Venter comes out. Morgan McCall has pitted and come out. And he's come out in a little bit of traffic as Christian Deploy comes in from the lead on the button. 39 minutes, so pretty much middle of the race. Christian Deploy is in. Mumford, we see they also coming in the red Aston Martin. Van Rooyen's in. A couple of people are in. What do you mean, which rims? Funny man. Right, Mumford, stop go 30 seconds. So that was speeding into the pit lane. So Sean Mumford throws away a whole bunch of time now because he's gonna he's got to stop and go. Ottens into the pits from 4th. So Ottens was dicing with Kerber, and we're watching Kerber. So I'm keen to see where he comes out now. Yeah, I couldn't understand why I couldn't see Johan Bega Krobler, because he is in the championship running here. Our leader, in fact, and he's now languishing all the way at the back end of the grid. So he's either had a big hardware problem or a network issue. I had a massive fiber drop. Everything went a little berserk at the start of the stream. So it is going round. Right, here comes Kerber. Ottens in, is out. He's just round the hip and just, there he is. Wow, that's how close it is. So, there we have the two Lexus that were dicing earlier. They're literally nose to tail again. Ottens and Kerber. With Kerber having, whoopsie, getting a little bit of a tank slap and tail slide. He's been on the tires already 2 or 3 laps. So, right, Daniel Rowe in the pits, our leader now in the pits. There he is in the Ferrari. So, Mac van der Merwe, he's coming round, and I'm sure he'll peel off. He's not going to go on for another lap. I'm not sure he carries on. So, Mac van der Merwe is going to inherit the lead now. Christian Deploy in the Bentley, I beg your pardon, goes back into the lead. So where's Morgan McCall? The dice is going to be here. Here comes Morgan down the straight. We're waiting for Rowe to come out the pits. He's coming out the pits now. He's just round the hairpin. There he is. So Daniel... sorry. McCall, very close, but he's got this Aston Martin in the way. And I believe that might be... is this Vega Krobler? It is. The Vega Krobler is kind of just... he does move over because he's got blue flags. And he allows Morgan McCall through. So Morgan McCall a lot closer on the back of Daniel Rowe than they were just now. So Deploy back into the lead. Van der Merwe, Mac van der Merwe and Skit are still to pit. The last of the two that need to still pit, which will then promote Rowe and McCall back into 2nd and 3rd. So there we go, 36 minutes to go. And it's close. McCall has managed to close in the gap a bit on the back of Daniel Rowe. And they're in the mix with some traffic here. As the Audi of Peters just up ahead of them. McCall half a second off the Ferrari. There's the Ferrari up ahead. The Audi goes up against the pit wall. So he's getting the blue flag. The Ferrari's going to go through. The Merc's going to try and come through. Wow, they go around the outside. That was just a full send by McCall. He wasn't going to wait. He had to keep going. Now there's another Ferrari up ahead of Rowe. That's his teammate. So that's Gideon Renner in 9th place. He kindly moves across and through goes Rowe and McCall. This is a little bit of deja vu. Just at the beginning of the race, they were like this. Super close. McCall showing good aggression and good pace. Right, over the start-finish line, starting lap 28. Guys have been going for 45-ish, 45 minutes. Almost 5 minutes past the halfway mark. 35 minutes left. And those who have already pitted, pretty much everyone except the 2 drivers in second and third, I guarantee their tyres are already red. So they just got to put up with what they've got. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do an update to this or what. I know I keep on going on about it, but the days of double stinting a set of tires are like out the window if this is what the tire model is. It's just, it can't do it. It can't handle it. Go back down to 10th place. Daniel De Villiers in the Porsche. And he is not too far behind Gideon Renner's Ferrari. Heinrich de Wet here in 18th place. Kinetic Simworks looking at the Audi of Derek Peters for Black Widow Racing. Actually runs into the back of the Audi. Now he's up against the pit wall. Late brakes, late brakes. Audi turns in, he's deep. It's just a windscreen full of R8 LMS. Heinrich de Wet makes a change on the wheel. Maybe a little bit of more TC or more ABS on the brakes. See how he's sawing away at that steering wheel. Try and maintain some element of control. Closes in on the Audi here. Big close up here for this little right hand kink. Then this weird little drift right hander. It's just a really odd corner, this. Then the same thing going the other way. Right, now this hard braking for the right-left chicane. Heinrich de Wet seriously trying to get into Peter's head. Showing the Bentley on both sides of the Audi, but Derek Peters dealing with it. Can't carry speed through here, not hit the sand. The Audi does. It's going to slow him down a bit. Bentley's pushing. Oh, he had to lift, but he's close. Here he comes up against the pit wall again. Now he's going to brake late, and he does. Audi actually gives that position up and lets the Bentley go through. Decides against that dice, and the Vet goes up into 17th. Good clean racing going on right there. Still no change up at the front end here. Deploy leading. Mac van der Merwe in third place. In second place. He's running super long. I mean, like an hour in the Ferrari. So Mac van der Merwe just dealing with those tires. He hasn't pitted yet, and could we be seeing Mac van der Merwe possibly just do a splash and dash for the last 15 minutes. Let's entertain that concept. Bernard Renner saying that Gideon was really struggling with the Ferrari tires, which we know, but there's 28 minutes left of this race, just under half an hour left, so essentially Mac van der Merwe's basically done 50 minutes on this set of tires. He is struggling because you can see Daniel Rose right here. So Daniel, he's not going to give him the position because this is for position, but Daniel Rowe clearly the quicker car with the better handling. And now does a send up the inside. But let's just entertain this. This could be Mac van der Merwe playing an ace up his sleeve. Running this long, he might just consider and do what we've seen Johan Vega Krobler do for a few other races. Run all the way to the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, then come in for a fast splash and dash. Here comes McCall from 4th, so this is going to be also for position, which will put Mac then down into 4th place. And the gap from him then back to Fenter is 24 something seconds. Max going for the pits? He does. Right, so Max in. I don't know if this will be a tyre change or not, but he's got 27 minutes. It should be a tyre change, so he might as well put new boots on. Here's Christian Venter. He's still quite a ways back, I tell you. No, he's not. Through the final turn, onto the start-finish line. So he's going to pop up into 4th place. Max still static. Where's Ryan Ottens? Through the final turn. Yeah, he comes. Next will be Paul Gerber. Max still in the pits. He hasn't moved yet. There he's rolling. I can see it. He's coming out the pits, so he's going to come out in just ahead here of Paul Gerber. Oh, there. He's around the corner. There he is. So, Mac comes out in 5th place. Ryan Otten 6th. Paul Gerber 7th. No, that's the other way around. Yes. And then Gideon Renner just behind them. Gideon Renner also got Mr. De Villiers in the Porsche showing a whole lot of interest. Anthony Wilson in 12th place. It's Burnsy, Bernard King just up ahead of him, flashing lights. So he's flashing at who is that? Not too sure. Is Bernard King? He had the lights flashing. Is it? It's not Skitter. Another Bentley. Not Heinrich. It's not Sean Skitter. It's not Anthony Wilson. Not Christian Venter. Is it Deploy? Was Deploy. So it Bernsey King was obviously moving over and letting Deploy go through, and just they were obviously saying thank you and all the rest. So finally sorted that out. So Bernard King, here he is, and Anthony Wilson 4/10 just behind him for LNR Racing, and looking to try and get a position back. Bernard King having driven back up from a whole lot of dramas early on in the race. Justin Lotus back in the pits, down in 23rd. This is the bonnet cam on Anthony Wilson's Logistical Nightmare Racing Bentley. And we're looking ahead at Bernard King's Aston Martin. Up over the hill. Big right-hander here. Anthony Wilson harassing the back of Bernard King. Gideon Renner in 9th place. Looking at the back of De Villiers still. Wow, Paul Cabot, what is going on here? Look at these guys. Mac van der Merwe's Ferrari there just up ahead. So Paul Cabot's now closing in after Max done his pit stop. And behind, that's the Aston Martin of Johan Bego-Krobler, who obviously, well, I was just about to say can't overtake, but clearly Gerber's letting him go. So Bego-Krobler showing more pace at this moment, and there he takes off and he's back. So there's clearly some network issues happening. I'm just looking at my stream. My stream's still good. I'm still green. So yeah, could be some network issues somewhere here in the Greater Cape Town area. I don't know where. But McGregor also into the pits again, down in 22nd place in the Porsche. So let's go and look at Janse van Rensburg in 14th place. He's all over the back of Chevesh, who's up into 13th and driving a good clean race, as we see also just up ahead of him. Wilson still on the back of Bernard King. There they are. So two good dices happening here. And Bego-Krobler down in 24th place. Oh, look at Anthony Wilson up the inside of Bernard King, hard on the brakes into T1. Bernard King turns in. Anthony getting a little bit too much curb then, almost turns the Bentley round. And Chevesh now arriving on this party. We got just on 20 minutes left. Guys have been going for an hour here. Oh, Anthony now struggling all of a sudden, trying to get more grip back into the big Bentley. Peter Westhuizen into the pits again. So some of the guys, they just can't deal with these tires. So Westhuizen in with the McLaren. That's another stop for him. Seventh place, Paul Gerber. Mac van der Merwe trying hard to hang on to this position. The Lexus is outright pace. It's just, look at this. Ferrari has the need, or feels the need, to do defensive lines into T1. The Lexus has so much pace. Definitely received a little bit of BOP improvement. Aston Martin getting out the way. That's Sean Mumford. And this, wow, if it could, this Lexus would be pushing the Ferrari. Deploy still leading. Ah, there you are. How's it, Ash? Yeah. Don't know if we had I had a mega network failure earlier on at the start of the stream. Had to reboot literally, bounce the router, came back online with 10 minutes to go and the line was up. Vega Krobler disappeared out the game, dropped off for 10 laps, rejoined, so the championship leader is down there in the bottom of 24th, 10 laps back, so he's not scoring points. It's all been going on, yeah. Otherwise, Christian Deploy leading from Rowe from McCall, with a good couple of elbows out dices happening up and down the grid for this evening. So, yeah, some good racing. Gideon Renner, here we go. De Villiers pulling away now, and Gideon Renner dropping off the back. Skitter arriving with the Bentley. Anthony Wilson, yeah, he is. He's having a full-on go with Bernard King. And just behind him, Van Rensburg and Bassoon. Bentley's got good pace as well. Here they come down the start-finish line. Yeah, thanks, Ash. Yeah, it's I don't panic. I'm kind of super comfortable with everything, and you know, we start the stream and I'm pushing 13, 14 megs a second. It's all hunky-dory. I'm halfway through the welcome introductions. This is the track we're on, and bing, game hangs. My block goes red here. I'm pushing 0 bytes. That's when the panic sets in. So just turned the stream off, had to reschedule it, reboot the machine, restart everything, and got back on. So we're good. Right. Janssen van Rensburg in the McLaren, he wants to get involved here. Bernard King is struggling. And Anthony Wilson in the LNR Bentley. Oh, and he runs too wide there. So he pushed very hard there. And Shavesh now Bassoon also looking to try and come into gain a position. And there we've got Robin van der Merwe just behind in the Ferrari, I think. So this group is just lit up for 5 cars now for 11th place. Anthony getting good speed. Look at Bernard King and Bertus Janssen van Rensburg in the McLaren. Jeez, did that Ferrari just come past all it? No, it's not that Ferrari. It was Gideon, not Gideon Renner. Yeah, it was. No, it's not. Daniel Rowe, focus. Yes, it is. It's the leader. So Daniel Rowe's in amongst this dice already, and he's obviously trying to get through as quick as he can. So many of these Hybrid Academy cars, I just can't keep up, man. So tough luck for Daniel, because the guys up ahead of him are seeing the blue flags, but Bernsey King and Janssen van Rensburg having their own dice. Oh. Morgan McCall 4.95 seconds back down the road. You can't even see it. There he is. Not that far back, but this is going to hold up Daniel Rowe, because these guys are racing for position. Daniel going up the inside. McLaren has to let him go. Anthony Wilson holding off Shavesh. Now the Aston Martin gets out the way, so Bernsey doing the right thing. Oh, and then in the background we see the McCall Mercedes bouncing off the chicane, up the chicane. Wow. Gerber and De Villiers. I think De Villiers is, at least Gerber's gone past this Porsche. Back to 11th. Anthony Wilson and Shavesh having a huge almighty dice here. So Bentley bash and dash. Virtus just up ahead, going every which way he can with the McLaren. Ooh. Now they're side by side. Let's go to the helicam here. McLaren trying to go around the outside of Bernard King. They're side by side. The McLaren's done this. He's going to have the inside for the next chicane section. So Bernard King's running out of grip in the Aston. Anthony Wilson's also just arrived on this party. There's McCall. McCall's probably going, yes, I've got to get past 4 cars here. Shavesh kindly moves out the way and lets him go. Now they'll come on the straight. Anthony will probably just lift a little bit down the straight. And that's going to let McCall just slide past. He does. There's the lift and McCall goes through. So good clean driving. Ash, are you still in the UK, or have you got home yet, or if not, when are you getting home? Right, 12 minutes left. Deploy from row, from McCall, Benter and Ryan Ottens rounds out your top 5. Good racing going on here. Okay, it's Hannes van Beek who I'm missing. He disconnected earlier after only 7 laps. Alright, good. Have a good trip. Wear a face mask. Right, here comes Anthony. Bernard King going up against the pit wall. Anthony goes around the outside. Has he run too deep? He has. Gets a good drive off T1. Now trying to send it up the inside, but that won't work. Oh, Shavesh gets a hammering from behind. Manages to catch it. Was that Johan? No, it wasn't. It's another Aston Martin. Oh, it was Robin. So Robin van der Merwe, who did hit the back of Shavesh, backed off and let him sort himself out. So good clean driving, but they've dropped off the back of Wilson for a moment. John Skitter up in 9th place. He is looking at Gideon Renner. So 10 minutes left. These guys cannot wait for this to end. Oh, the Bentley almost passed through the corners there. He's up the inside. So Renner coming back another position. Not yet, he isn't. He's trying to hold on, but the Bentley goes around the inside, and Renner hanging in. I'm not sure if he did do a tyre change or not. Maybe Bernard can confirm. Or he just took on fuel. But he is struggling with grip. Back to the Anthony Wilson dice. Shavesh closing back in. Anthony following behind still. Bernard King hanging on to his 12th place. This is a good 4-car dice for this position. Yeah, it does. Bernard, you're right. It has good grip and it just comes through that final turn. Great. This is looking good for Anthony now. Gonna try and do another send here possibly. Tries to get a drive here. Just put it up the inside for this one, this left-hander. It's all the art about your slow in, fast out. So deep, late apex to get the drive out. I mean, you could throw a blanket over these four guys. They are super, super close. Bernard King runs defensive up the pit wall again. That forces Anthony to run out on the outside down the main straight, but he can't do anything about it. So on they go. Three cars left. Good couple of people have disconnected. Jason McGregor is all the way down in 23rd place. He is almost 8 laps off the pace here. Ego Krobler up into 21st after a massive disconnect, I think. But they're still trying. Right, Sean Skitter, look at this, coming down the main straight with the Porsche de Villiers. Oh, and there's a little bit of elbows and argy-bargies. This is de Villiers, Skitter, and Renner. Can't be Renner. Not Renner. Oh, and more argy-bargies. Just going... That is Mac van der Merwe, I believe. Sean Skitter getting seriously manhandled in the Bentley for Black Ribbon Simulations. Look at the Ferraris behind him. That's Mac van der Merwe with Gideon Renner right behind him. So the not teammates of Kinetic Simworks Racing, and they're both racing each other. Hey Keegan, how's it, man? Yeah, it's been a good race. Been some good little classes happening everywhere. Lots of argy-bargies, but the guys are racing hard. 5.5 minutes left here. We're watching this dice down for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th position. Christian Deploy is Bentley giving everyone a serious driving lesson. 20-something seconds up the road from Daniel Rowe, with McCall residing himself to 3rd place, 10 seconds back. So Sean Skitter's now settled down and is re-attacking the back of the Porsche of de Villiers. Yeah, Bernard, I'm sure he's got a slow puncher. In fact, I'd be surprised if he's only got one. As I say, I went over 4 flat curbs. I didn't hit any sausage curbs, and all 4 tires had pressure release, with the rear left going down to 25 by the time I finished my race. So this might be a new tire model, but and that Bentley Skitter's hit the Porsche again. Oh, and the Bentley's now just turned the Ferrari around. It's no good, Mr. Skitter. You need to come back on cleaner. That was Mac van der Merwe who he turned round. You won't be too pleased about that. Right, just under 4 minutes to go. Christian Deploy, here he is. Kinetic Simworks Racing, C squared. Goes over the line, starts lap 47. His last lap a 136.9, his best a 135.2. Daniel Rogue coming into the final turn onto the start finish line. He goes over the line at 137.7, almost a second off the pace of Christian Deploy. Morgan McCall, he comes over the line. He does a 138.2. So Morgan also slowing down and just driving the car to the end. That's going to be third place for him. It doesn't help him to push. Christian Venter coming up to the final two corners in fourth place. This is Christian Deploy's teammate for Kinetic Simworks Racing, C squared. So their team are doing very well in the points. Venter goes over the line, and his last lap, a 138.9, also almost 2 seconds off the pace of the leading car. Ryan Ottens rounds out to top 5. He does a 137.9. Now let's go and see what's going on here with Bernard King and company. Shavesh, I see, has gone through. So Shavesh up into 12th place. And that four-way dice has now got split up quite badly, unfortunately. Prince KB, good evening. This is the second last race. Next week, Thursday, is the final round. You are welcome to join if you want. Just head on over to Raceface.Pro, get on the Discord channels, and ask Bertus to add you. I think you've got to, if you haven't done them, you've got to do 2 tracks, 10 lap kind of heats, stints, which will then put you in the various proper seeded class, whether in AM, Pro, Pro-Am, etc. Right, Gideon Renner here in 7th place. He is looking at the back of Daniel de Villiers. That's Peter Westhuizen down in 19th place, the white McLaren behind them. De Villiers trying to hang on to his 6th place, but Cabber's got other intentions. At least Renner. And de Villiers is driving hard in the Porsche. There's Cab in the orange Lexus further behind. So just under 30 seconds to go. Where's Mr. Deploy? Here he is. He's just gone over, so I think this is going to be the final lap. Gideon Renner goes past that Porsche. Well, the Porsche was trying to go past him, one or the other, but that the McLaren at least is a lap down or 2. That's Peter Westhuizen. John Skitter and Mac van der Merwe, look at these two. Still going at it, and this for 9th and 10th respectively. That's it. Time is up. Christian Deploy will be coming over the start finish line in the next 20 something seconds, and that'll be race done. These guys are hanging for the end of this race, I guarantee, with tires going flat and going red, orange, all different colors. This new tire model, wow. Onto the start finish line for deploy. Checkered flag awaits, and there we go. There's a great job. Well done. Oh, Eddie Kirstein's Ferrari. Eric struggling down there for Team Tryhard. Daniel Rowe comes through and he will take second place. There he does, flashing lights. And Morgan McCall through the final turn for the ATK Academy Mercedes-Benz. He will take a deserved third, considering he's carrying ballast. And that is that. Fenter will be in fourth, and Ryan Ottens rounds out your top 5. Ryan still hammering away with the Lexus Hybrid Academy. Huge contingent in this team, as is in Kinetic Simworks. Johan Baker Krobler, current championship leader, had been a huge drama this evening with either a network or a hardware issue, one or the other. But yep, right, there we go. That is the end of round 8. Thanks to everybody for joining me on the YouTube channel. It was grand to have you. I'm sorry about the teething problems again at the beginning of the evening of the stream. There were some network issues and all the rest. But there we go. Next round, next week, will be the final round. It is round number 9. It is a wet spa. So come and join us. Come watch that race. That's going to be epic to watch. And we'll see who finishes the championship where there. And then please don't forget, also on Sunday, it will be the final round of the Endurance Series. And that's also going to be from Spa. It's a 4 hours from Spa. The Steady State, 4 hours. I'll be probably doing that with my friend George G-Max, commentating from the UK. But until next week, that's it for this week here from Raceface. Thanks to Statement Watches, Resource Complete, Speed